Hello and welcome to Starting Points, where one thing leads to another. I've got a few examples for you. The last time I was looking at the Spanish Armada, and one thing led to another there too. Sometimes things were out of humans' control, like the wind that helped to blow the fireboats in among the Armada, or the winds around Scotland that blew the Armada ships onto the rocks and things like that. But I almost think I wanted to title this The Unexpected, the things you don't expect to have happen. In this book, in the foreword, I came across something that was unexpected to me. It said, recent research into the facts of the Armada's defeat has shed fresh light on the traditional picture. Although the English were superior sailors and the two fleets were evenly matched, moreover, the Armada battle emerges as the high point in a 40-year-long Cold War between England and Spain, only when set in the context of a Europe bitterly divided between the Catholic and Protestant faiths can the contest be fully understood. Now, it also has a little footnote down here almost. From the same archives comes a provocative footnote to the Armada tale. Supply ships on their way to England's struggling Virginia colony. Now, in 1587, the English established a colony at Roanoke, and in charge of that was John White. He'd been selected by Sir Walter Raleigh. Now, once he got them settled there, John White took a ship and went back to get more supplies and bring more things to help establish this colony. But before, lo and behold, he can get involved in that, he gets, the supply ships and the ones he's on, get involved in helping fight the Armada. So that was certainly an unexpected event coming up to interrupt any plans of getting back. So it was 2 more years before he gets back, and when he does, there's nobody left there. Now, what happened to that colony? What happened to those people? Well, lots of conjectures, lots of books about it. I looked it up. There's a lot of books to choose from, and that might be a branch that somebody might go off and explore. I haven't done that, but that's where one thing leads to another, though. Now, I do have this book. This book is by Emily McCully, and when I saw the title of the book, which, interestingly enough, is not on the cover. In fact, the cover looks like it could almost be a ship modeled on the ships in the battle of the Armada. It is, in fact, from the same time period. And the book's title, the title that Emily McCully gave to the book was The Pirate Queen. Now, The Pirate Queen was a story about an Irish woman who, when she was quite young, learned Latin from friars, and later went to sea, as many of the people there did, and later became, hard to say whether she was a pirate or a privateer, but she became a captain of a fighting ship, and lo and behold, she and Queen Elizabeth meet together. and the language that they can speak is Latin. Now I found other sources that said that Grandia O'Malley spoke English. They both spoke English. But I tend to think that the research that Emily's looked up is more likely, if she did in fact learn from friars the Latin, rudiments of Latin, and take that up for a little while. I wouldn't rule that out as an explanation. It's the thing with history, some things you can't be sure about. So, I think it was an unexpected treat for both the British and the Irish to have these, one official queen and the other queen by popular people saying that they looked up to her for her resourcefulness and her dedication and her willingness to do things that she asked all the men to be able to do. Now, another thing happened when I looked in this book. On the title page, it said that the author was J. Williams. Now, I knew of a J. Williams who wrote books, great books. And I looked him up, and sure enough, it's the same man. So, unexpected pleasure to share with you The Practical Princess and Other Liberating Fairy Tales by J. Williams. These are, in this book, are 6 original fairy tales. They're not like any others I've read. They're wonderful. I mean, not that others I've read some wonderful fairy tales, but these ones are gems, each one of them. And they were published originally as individual thin volumes, but they're all in this together. I read them to probably 10 different classes over the years. They're real favorites. So if you can get a hold of this, I think though they're about plucky girls who think outside the box, the boys would enjoy them too. Now, J. Williams thought about boys and said, well, I've written about girls. I should write about for boys. And he did. He wrote 16 books about Danny Dunn. Now, he got together with Raymond Brashkin. So these two men worked on the books together. How they did it, I don't know. But I suspect they had a wonderful, wonderful time talking about how they're going to do it. And I think this should read, just the cooperation between two people is a modern miracle, seems like. So the first book is Danny Dunn and the Smallifying Machine. My oldest son read all 16 books. That Danny Dunn, the Time Traveler, and I realized, hey, that's what I'm doing in some of these videos about different periods of time. Danny Dunn and the Fossil Cave, Danny Dunn and the Automatic House. He did one called Danny Dunn and the Homework Machine. Danny Dunn on a Desert Island. Now, my oldest son got together with my oldest grandson, loaned these books to him. The oldest grandson read them, and they talked about it together. What a nice point of reference. And they both agreed that this was their favorite. A lot of observation, thinking outside the box, inventiveness, problem solving in this book. And that's what they really, really enjoyed. So, a starting point, I'd go for this one. And know that you had 15 more. J. Williams, The Hawkstone. My wife read this to our 2 oldest sons, and they both enjoyed it very, very much. So there's another special book. I read this J. Williams book, illustrated by Mercer Meyer. Everyone knows what a dragon looks like when my class would study China. It's a great tale, too. It's a great tale, but this one's the real treasure, in my opinion. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Until next time, bye for now.